one of the hosts of Good Morning Football Overtime, absolute stud. And I said it to him, Manti Te'o with us here on the show. I said it to him when he sat down. I need uglier people next to me because it makes me look way worse when I have you sitting next to me. Happy Super Bowl week. How's it going?
Man, it's been fun. Thanks first and foremost for the introduction. It's been a blast. This is actually my first time at Radio Row. What a time that it is for me to be a host on Good Morning Football, GMFB OT as well. It's just been a blast seeing a whole bunch of old faces, new faces. It's just been an energy that I've been really, really enjoying.
Is this what you expect? This is my 12th Radio Row. Is this what you expected it to be? Did it fall short of expectations, exceed expectations? Take us through it.
Nick, I didn't have any
You're
expectations.
You're such a pro already because you're saying the host's name. That is such a pro move. You're already such a professional.
I was trained by the best, Kyle Brandt, and Jamie Erdahl.
That's
Shout
good
out to
stuff,
them.
Yeah.
But I didn't have any expectations coming into this situation. All I knew is hey, Good Morning Football, we're going to be here, and we're going to be here for 4 hours, and then you're going to go around and have interviews. And so I was very, very optimistic about it. I was very excited about it. And I got to say, I didn't expect the vibe to be this high. I've heard it's a madhouse. There's so many people. And I was like, it's been like a huge party.
Wait till Friday. It's insane on Friday. It is absolutely insane on Friday. So before we talk some football, and I want to get into your broadcasting career, I think something that's so fascinating, right? And I've talked about it this week on the show. I'm on 9 to noon, and I live in New York, right? So
okay, Eastern.
Okay. 9 to noon Eastern, 6 to 9 local. So I'm on 6 to 9 local time.
Yes.
I'm staying on East Coast time. So I'm getting up at 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning, right? Now, you do a national show that airs East Coast time primarily, but also you're on
West
in the
Coast.
entire country, and you guys are based in the West Coast. So take us through your morning, what that's like when you wake up, and what a day in the life of Manti Te'o is like.
So we are live at 5 a.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo!
So the alarm goes off at 3. We have a production call at 3:30. I drive from Orange County, where I live, about 35 minutes to Inglewood, California. Our office is right next to SoFi Stadium. We are live at 5. We shoot live from 5 to 7, and then we have our syndicated show from 7 to 9.
Good Morning Football Overtime.
Good Morning Football Overtime. I'm usually home around 10-ish, which is the positive part about that. I'm usually missing all the traffic because nobody really is on the road at 3:30 in the morning. And then I get ready the next day. We start getting ready around 4 p.m. to get ready for the next day's show. But it's been a blast, man. I've always said it's a blessing to love what you do, but more importantly, love the people you do it with. And I love my Good Morning Football family. They've been a tremendous had a tremendous impact on my career so far, and I'm excited to see where it goes.
What time do you go to bed?
So that's all predicated on my kids. Now, my wife is an MVP because I have a 4-year-old and a 3-year-old.
I have a 2-year-old. I've got same boat, kind of.
So you know how that is. And they like to stay up and all of that stuff. But we have a system where we'll start to take them upstairs around 7, get them all ready. I'm usually in bed by 8. I'll usually knock out around 8:30. And so I get a pretty good night of sleep, and then I'm ready to rock and roll the next day.
We'll talk about Super Bowl 60. We'll talk some ball here. But again, I'm fascinated to pick your brain on what it's been like as a broadcaster, right? What would you say is your favorite thing about being on, and it can be the people you work with, it can be something else. What's your favorite thing about being on the air on Good Morning, which is an iconic brand?
Yes, we are a rather lax show. We're not too heavy in the analytics of football and the X's and O's. The beautiful part about Good Morning Football is we balance football with pop culture, current events that are happening in the world, and try to figure out a way to make that thing weave into a beautiful quilt that we can put on TV from 5 to 7 Pacific Standard Time. That's what I love. I love who I work with. Jamie Erdahl and Kyle Brandt have become a brother and sister of mine, somebody who I would easily invite over to my house for a potluck. And it's just been a blast, bro. I love our show. I love who I work with.
Can you, for the people watching the show right now, can you bring your sleeve up a little bit, show them your tattoo? So that is, what is like the proper title for a tattoo?
A tattoo. A tattoo.
I have to tell you, I kind of wish I were somebody. I think these are, and I'm a huge wrestling fan. The Romans got them, and the whole bloodline's got them. So I have Japanese tattoos, right? And I've thought about this, right? So my full sleeve probably took 24 hours to finish. Not in a row, the full.
Okay, okay.
So 12 hours for the top and 12 hours for the bottom.
That's still a long time.
It's a long time.
Yeah.
But that is way more intricate, even though this has color, than mine.
Yes.
How long did that full sleeve take to complete?
So mine goes all the way up to my shoulder as well. So
does it extend onto your chest or no?
No, so it ends right here. The first part took 8, second part took 7, and then the third part took 6, and that's just for the elbow up. And then from the elbow down took another, I believe it was 6 for the front, and then about 6 or 7 for the back.
You're like almost 40 hours for that full sleeve.
Almost 40 hours. Obviously not all in a row. I actually got the top part done when I was a freshman in college, and I just got the bottom one done when I got married and started having my children.
Will you judge me for what I'm about to say? We'll find out. So for the bottom half of my full sleeve, I got it done recently. I used numbing cream.
No, bro.
You judge or no?
No, I'm not a judge. I'm not a judger of anything or anybody or any act. You know, it's just like, hey,
Would you use numbing cream?
No, I wouldn't. And I wouldn't be telling the truth if I didn't think about it. I was like, man, why would anybody enjoy sitting under that needle?
Okay, so that just makes an obvious follow-up question, Manti, which is, why did you choose to do that then?
Just because for me being Polynesian, for me understanding the culture, I always wanted to make sure that I did things as close to the cultural preference as possible, so that whenever asked, did you get it done? Yes, I got it done without numbing cream. It doesn't make me more of a macho. It doesn't make me more a meaner dude.
I kind of think it does, honestly.
Bro.
As someone who's used numbing cream, I kind of think it does.
Nah, bro. It looks beautiful. It's great. At the end of the day, bro, I'm representing my culture. You're representing something that's near and dear to you, and that's all that matters.
That's awesome. Who's going to win the Super Bowl and why?
I got the Seattle Seahawks, but I say that with a lot of caution.
Okay.
I think what the Patriots have with Mike Vrabel, with Josh McDaniels, I think the Patriots are a more consistent team than the Seattle Seahawks. I think the Seattle Seahawks are red hot. I think they are very explosive. But there is an aspect to them offensively through Sam Darnold, where if Sam Darnold's hot, there's no chance that the Patriots are going to win. If Sam Darnold is cold, look out. And so I do have the Seattle Seahawks kind of edging in that regard, but I always keep going back and forth because of the experience that Mike Vrabel has and Josh McDaniels. They have over a decade of Super Bowl experience between the two of them. That is something that I don't think people pay a lot of attention to.
When you were watching the college football playoff reveal and Miami popped up on the screen, what did you think?
You know, honestly, I didn't really care too much about Miami or even Alabama getting in. It was. And this is no disrespect to the two smaller schools that got in.
Yeah, James Madison and Tulane.
Yeah,
I'll disrespect them so you don't have to. No one wanted to see James Madison or Tulane in the cup. With respect,
and there's
no one wants to see
what they did and what they accomplished. What they accomplished was special. I will say that is the difference between football and basketball. This isn't March Madness. Like, you're not going to have a school come in there and all of a sudden upset an Alabama or upset Georgia. Like, that's just not going to happen in football, right? So,
especially now in the NIL era, it's not going to happen.
The teams that are at the top are there for a reason. And if you looked at it, if you wanted the 12 best teams in college football, Notre Dame was one of those 12.
And I can just give you some perspective. I feel like a lot of people felt that if a team was going to win that was not Ohio State or Indiana, it was going to be Notre Dame.
Notre Dame. And that was the year, right? So it was just, we made it to the national championship 2 years ago.
Yep.
We didn't make it to the college football playoff this year, but I think that the approach that Coach Marcus Freeman has had this year is like, hey, we can't blame nobody else but ourselves. We're the ones that lost those 2 games. So what can we do to not put ourselves in that position again? And I think he's going to do a phenomenal job.
I'm using this word. You don't have to. How do you feel about the fact that they're basically rigging it so that Notre Dame will make the playoff moving forward? If I were a Notre Dame fan, I'd absolutely love it.
You know, it's so funny. I think to a certain point, the higher powers that be were trying to make an example, and Notre Dame said, okay, if you're going to play that game, we're going to play it this way.
I love it.
And it was just like, if you're going to do this, we're going to do it this way. And I was proud of them.
One more time, promote everything you guys got going on. Good Morning Football Overtime. The show is sensational.
Catch us live on NFL Network, Good Morning Football, from 5 to 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And then we have our syndicated shows that broadcast everywhere in the country at random times. Tune into that. I mean, if you want to laugh, you want to learn a little about football and some storylines, so we got it all.
You're crushing it, man. I'm so happy for you, man. You're killing it in this role. Enjoy the rest of the week. We'll catch up with you down the line.
I appreciate it. Thanks, brother.
Manti Te'o, Good Morning Football Overtime, joining us here on You Better You Bet.